So what are the learning objectives of today's lesson? First, we are going to know that what is fertilization. First is what is fertilization. Then we are going to discuss about the steps of fertilization, how a seed is developed. Next, we are going to discuss about the two main things, that why this type of fertilization is called double fertilization and why it is also called a triple fusion. So what are these things we are going to learn in today's lesson? So let us start with what is fertilization. So what is fertilization actually? Fertilization happens in plants also and in humans also. So it is a process of sexual reproduction. So it is a process of sexual reproduction which occurs after pollination and germination. So these terms you should memorize, because after pollination and germination only this fertilization can happen. Now what is fertilization? Fertilization is actually the fusion of the male gametes or the pollen with the female gametes or the ovum to form a diploid zygote. So what is a diploid zygote? That is 2N. So 2N is the diploid zygote. The male gametes, that is the pollen, will fuse or combine with the female gamete, that is the ovum, to form a diploid zygote. So they are combining together to form a diploid zygote. Now what is it? It is actually a physiochemical process. So what is a physiochemical process? The chemical processes which are undergoing inside the cell, that is intra and extracellular processes which are undergoing, that are chemical process only, so that are called physiochemical process which occurs after pollination of the carpel. So is it clear? So if you have not studied the male and female parts of the flower, the individual male parts, female parts, everything I have discussed in the previous episodes. So I am putting the link above in the above. So please go through those videos. Otherwise, you won't understand the process of fertilization, which is a bit complicated. I am trying to make it simpler. So next, what is it? So the complete series of this process takes place in the zygote to develop into a seed. Now first they are forming a diploid zygote, and the complete series, it is taking place in the zygote itself, in the zygote to develop into a seed. Okay, so here the major role or the main role is played by the flowers. So what are these flowers doing? They are actually the reproductive structures of the angiosperms. So angiosperms, what are the angiosperms? They are actually the flowering plants. So these are actually the flowering plants, and these are the main reproductive parts of the flowers. So this fertilization is a process of fusion of male and female gamete to form a diploid zygote. So till this I think it is clear. Now the method of fertilization occurs when the gametes in haploid condition fuse to produce a diploid zygote. So what is haploid and what is diploid? Now haploid is N. So if you are considering haploid as N and diploid as 2N. So 2N combine together to form a 2N. So haploid condition of gametes fuse together to form a 2N or diploid zygote. So I think this part is clear to everyone. Now let us move on to the next part. Now the first main part of fertilization is the germination of the pollen grain. So what is happening here? Let us see. Now first let us see the structure of the pollen grain. Now that is the outside layer, it's called exine. Then comes intine. Now here we can see a groove like portion, that is the germ pore. Now what is happening in this? Now under suitable conditions, the cytoplasm part of the pollen grains, what is happening? It absorbs sugar and water. It is absorbing sugar and water. So it is absorbing sugar and water, and after absorption of sugar and water, what is happening? Now it bulges out to produce a tube. Now it is bulging out to produce a tube, which is in turn called the pollen tube. So it is bulging out to form a pollen tube by breaking down the exine. So the exine is breaking out and it is forming a pollen tube. Now this tube, it moves down, it grows down the stigma and the style and towards the ovary. So as it germinates, it is breaking down the exine, it is moving down towards the ovum or the ovary. Now this tube, it produces certain chemicals like calcium, such as that dissolves the tissues of the style, and the tip of the pollen, it is entering the ovary through the micropylar end. So that also we will learn in the next diagram when we move on to the next one. First let us understand the germination of the pollen, how it is happening. So it is absorbing sugar and water, it is forming a tube. Now this tube is having two types of nucleus. One is the sperm nuclei, or we can say the generative nuclei, and one is the tube nucleus. Okay, now this sperm nuclei is the generative nuclei, which is after mitosis, it is breaking down into two sperm nuclei. So this generative nucleus is breaking down after mitosis to two sperm nuclei, and another tube nucleus is already there in this pollen tube. So what is happening after it is getting matured, after the pollen tube is extending, after there are several chemicals produced. Now calcium also dissolves in the tissues of the style, and the tip of the pollen, it is actually entering through the micropylar end. So we should now see where is this micropylar end. Otherwise we won't understand, right? So where is this micropylar end? Let us see here. This part is the micropylar end. I think you can see. So let us see how I am highlighting this point. This is the micropylar end, from where this pollen tube is entering. Now in this pollen tube, we have already studied that it was having two sperm nuclei and one tube nucleus. So what is happening here? Now the tip of the pollen tube, it is entering the ovary. After it enters the ovary through the micropyle, it ruptures. And as it is rupturing, it discharges two male gametes into the embryo sac. So this is the embryo sac. It is discharging two male gametes. Okay, so it is discharging two male gametes here. So what is happening here? One of the male gamete fuses with the egg. So this is the male gamete, and here is the female germ cell or the female gamete. Now one of the egg, it fuses with the female gamete to form the zygote. So this fusion is called fertilization. So is it clear? So the male gamete fuses with the female gamete or the female germ cell to form the process of fertilization or to form a zygote. There is another male gamete. So two male gamete entered here, but there is only one ovum or one female germ cell. Now what will happen to the other male gamete? It will fuse with the diploid secondary nucleus. Now here we are having the diploid secondary nucleus. So this will fuse with the diploid secondary nucleus, and that will form endosperm. So which forms an endosperm, and it stores food for the tissue. Now this endosperm is formed by the fusion of the second gamete. So this process is called double fertilization. Is it clear to everyone? Now let us do a quick revision of what we have understood till now. Now the pollen tube, it is enlarging, it is going down, it is entering through the micropylar region, it is breaking down, it is discharging two male gametes. One male gamete fuses with the ovary, the female germ cell or the female gamete here. Another one, it remains. So what will it do? It will again fertilize with this two polar nuclei. So this two polar nuclei or the diploid secondary nucleus, they will fuse with that. So here two polar nuclei with the fusion of another male gamete will combine to form 3N. So the endosperm is 3N and this is 2N. So the zygote 2N is formed. This is fertilization, and this one here, what it is formed is called the double fertilization. Why? Because fertilization is happening two times. Once the fusion of the female and the male germ cell, and another the fusion of the male germ cell with the polar nuclei. So this process is happening twice. For that it is called double fertilization. And why it is called triple fusion? Because that this number of gametes, let me show you here. This what is formed here, this is endosperm. It is having, first it was having 2n plus 1 male gamete. So 2n plus n, it is forming 3n. So as it is having 3 nucleus, so it is called triple fusion. But this zygote, it is already having 2n. So two haploid germ cells, they combine to form this zygote. And again this two polar nuclei having 2n already, they combine with the male gamete to form 3n. So this is the endosperm. So this endosperm, what does it do? Endosperm will store food for the future use. So endosperm is storing food for the future use. So is it clear to everyone? So it's a bit complicated, but I have tried my best to make it very simple. So please go through it so that you can understand it. Now next we have come to the last point, what I have already discussed you, that is the double fertilization or the triple fusion. So one male gamete and one egg cell, they are combining to form the zygote or the 2n. Now male gamete, another male gamete was there which is combining with the secondary nucleus. So which is combining with the secondary nucleus, and that secondary nucleus is having already 2n. So this 2n plus n, it's forming the endosperm or the 3n. So this process of forming the endosperm is called the triple fusion. Is it clear? So the process which involves the fusion of the two male gametes separately, one with the egg and the other with the secondary nucleus. Now first it is combining with the egg. The one first male gamete is combining with the egg to form the zygote, and another is combining with this polar nuclei to form the endosperm. So this process where there is 2 times of fertilization, 2 times of fusion, this total process is called double fertilization. So it's very simple. Just think in your mind that two male gametes, they should fuse with two nuclei. One with the female nuclei and another with the polar nuclei, which is already having 2n number of nucleus. So polar nucleus having 2n, which combines with another female gamete to form the 3n. So that is a triploid endosperm, and that is why it is called a triple fusion. So I think till now everything is clear. The double fertilization and triple fusion is also clear to you all. Now let us just have a gist of this. We have all gone through this. First we are going to see what is fertilization. We have already seen that fusion of the male and the female gamete. So as this fusion is happening twice, so that is why it is called double fertilization. And in this fertilization process, as this 2n number of nucleus of the polar nuclei is combining with the n or the male sperm nuclei, so it is forming a 3n endosperm. So this is called a triple fusion. So just understand it properly. Go through these diagrams where it is very clearly mentioned, where I have tried my best to make you understand that what is triple fusion and what is double fertilization. So this is a very important question in ICSE. You will not mess it up, you will not mix it up if you understand with these diagrams. So please do study the textbook, whatever you are following. If you are having any doubts, any queries, please do ask in my comment box. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I am putting all the links above as well as in my description box so that you go through the previous lessons also. So next we will be uploading a little few part of this lesson is left, which is just I want to give you some quick important things which we have already missed out in this lesson. So we will do in the next episode. So please do subscribe to my channel and please keep on studying whatever updates I am posting. Thank you.